Okay, so assignment 7. First thing, if you're using Desmos, here's a good place to start. Go ahead and put in or type in both of your points. So we'll have -4 comma 0 and -2 comma -5 in parentheses. And your goal is to find the equation of the line y equals mx plus b. Right? You're trying to find the equation of the line that goes through these 2 points. Once you find out what the slope is, m, play around, maybe do rise over run, or use the formula, and then after that, figure out what the y-intercept is. So what you're going to have to do is solve for both of these, to find m and to find b. Okay? Now, the idea, of course, is on your paper, there's no graph, right? So I'm going to show you on a graph, but you want to be able to do this without a graph, but we'll use the graph to help. So looking at the graph, what is the slope of this line that goes through these 2 points? What's the rise and what's the run? So we start here. How far do you have to go down? How far is that? Down 5. And it's going to be right how many? 2. So you know the slope is -5 over 2. Okay. But how do you do that without the graph? So we got slope. You might remember slope formula. So we have the y's are always on top and the x's are on the bottom. So y's will have 0, -5, right? There's 0, that's a y, -5, that's a y. And then on the bottom is the x's, -4 and -2. -4, -2. Double negatives, positive, both of them, double negatives. So if there's something's not working out, that's usually a good place to start where you're checking your work. Did I miss a negative? So 0 plus 5 is 5, and -4 plus 2 is -2, which is the same as you move the negative to the top. So that's the same as -5 over 2. And on the graph, it's the same thing as well. So I can go down 5, left 2, or I can go up, down 5, right 2, down is negative, right is positive, or I can go up 5, left 2, up is positive, and left is negative. So either one of those works. So now I know my answer is going to be -5 over 2. I know that, I know the slope, right? It's over here now because right now the y-intercept is at, let's say, 0. So where do I need to make this line go through in order to get through these 2 points? Alright, so right now, I still need to find the y-intercept. But I do know right now my answer is going to be y equals 5 over 2x negative. I just don't know what the y-intercept is. And I'm going to set up this 3-column system. Find the slope, find the y-intercept, and this will be your answer over here. Okay, just y equals mx plus b. As soon as you find your answer here, that will go here. As soon as I find my answer for the y-intercept, that will go here, and then we'll be finished. Well, we're going to check it in Desmos, actually. Alright, so find the y-intercept. You guys did this yesterday. So y equals mx plus b. We know the slope is, right here, -5/2. So m, -5/2. You can pick either point, this xy or this xy. I suggest using the one that seems simpler. So since this has a 0 in it, go with this one. So 0 and -4. Notice how up here it's -4, 0, but when you plug it in, it's reversed because it's y and then x. So it's kind of backwards here. And now solve it. What do we get? 0 equals, what is -5 times -4? +20. Divided by 2, I'm just bringing down, divided by 2. And then 20 divided by 2 is 10. Subtract 10 on both sides, and b equals -10. Yeah, 0 minus 10, -10. There's my final, there's my answer of what I think it is, but you guys are going to go check. Now, if you messed up and you said +10 and you put in 10, this is why you're checking. You can clearly see that it does not go through your 2 points. So if your equation is wrong, it won't go through the points. But if we change that to a minus, now you can see we got the right equation. So every equation you write down, it's verified on Desmos that, yes, that is the right equation. So everybody has an answer key by the time you're finished with this assignment. Okay? There you go. So let's do one more together. I'll let you work. Any suggestions or requests? If you look at everything on the front. Actually, I'm going to do 2 more, I lied. Number 2, it's kind of a different one. You see how the x's are the same here? Let's go ahead and put those in and see what happens. And then when you get stuck, I think we're going to have, if you're not using Desmos, we're going to have you just draw it here so you can see it. Okay, so 5, 0, that's right. Let's say it's right there. And where's 5, -4? Right below it. Okay. So 5, 0 and 5, -4. Now, what kind of line will go through this? Okay, what kind of line is this? It's a special type of line. Well, if you try doing slope-intercept, can you get this line to ever go through these 2 points exactly? Is there any way to do that? If I made this from -100 to 100. Once you observe this, that I need to go through both points exactly. This kind of goes through it. Maybe I can make the slope bigger, right? But even that is still kind of not perfectly straight. So you can see that you can't get a slope-intercept form to go through these 2 because they're vertical. Y equals mx plus b does not work. That's when you change to x equals. Let's say, so you can see x equals 5, it goes exactly through here. And you might notice that both of the x coordinates here are 5. So in short, if you ever see that the both x's are the same, right? That's x5, that's x5. The equation is x equals 5. That's it. The same thing works for y's. If you ever look at and both y coordinates are the same, it's going to be y equals. So if you try to do the slope here real fast, if you try doing the slope, you'll get 0 minus -4 and 5 minus 5, which comes out to 4 over 0, which is undefined. The slope is undefined for vertical lines. If it's vertical, because you cannot divide by 0 mathematically. If you want to test that, go ahead in your calculator right now or on the computer calculator. Go ahead and type in 4 divided by 0. What do you get? Four divided by 0 equals, cannot divide by 0. Just says that right there, and it says E or error in a calculator. You just can't do that in mathematics. It's undefined, impossible. Okay. Good hint that it's a vertical line. All right. So now, sorry, any other problem? I think that's only the special case.
It's undefined.
No, the equation is x equals 5, but the slope is undefined. It doesn't ask you that in here. It just says write the equation in a line. But you want to know this, that it's undefined because there's a 0 on the bottom. Can't do that. Any other problem on the front? Would you like me to go through? You looked at a few? Look at all of them. Anything that stands out to you? Yeah. 8. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, here we go. You want to have like a 3-column thing going on. I'm going to find the slope. I'm going to find the y-intercept. Okay? And then I'm going to have my answer over here. Both of these, the y-intercept and the answer, start off with y equals mx plus b. So some of you really like templates. You like just to follow step by step, in step. This is a good way to start every single problem. It's a three-step system. I need to find the slope, I need to find the y-intercept, and then I need to put my answer together. Write that a little bit neater. So at the end of this, I'm going to end up with m equals, I'm going to have my number, that's going to go here. At the end of this one, I'm going to have b equals and a number, that's going to go here, and I'm going to just fill in y equals mx, and then fill in the number here and fill in that number here with whatever I get on these two. So there's a nice simple template that if you want to start that way on every problem, it will work over and over and over. Okay? So we have, again, y is on top, x is on the bottom. So y, we got 0, 4. Okay? X is on the bottom, 0, -4. 0, -4. Zero minus 4. 0 minus a -4. 2 negatives, positive. So my slope is -1. So the first part of my answer, my slope is -1. Take the slope first thing that goes into your y-intercept formula. And then choose a point x and y to go into here. I'm going to use a 0, 0 since that zeros are easy to work with. So 0 and 0. And the rest is just simplifying. And this is going to be one of the easier ones, it looks like, because everything comes out to 0. So 0, 0 plus anything, or 0 plus b is just going to be b. So b equals 0. And I could simplify this a little bit more. We usually don't write negative 1x, we just write negative x. And we usually don't write plus 0, we can just drop that. So my final answer is just that. But just to make sure, this is what you might be doing different. Some of you, or a lot of you, this is usually where you stop, you get your answer, and you say, okay, what's the next problem? Let's do that. Why don't you just stop? And you're going to check. You're going to make an answer key. Okay. So you're going to put in 0, 0. You're going to put in negative 4, 4. Right, say, well, what goes through this line? And then put in your answer. Y equals negative x. Okay, it's 100% correct. Of course, if you put y equals negative 1x, you see how having that negative 1, that doesn't change it. If I put 2, that changes it. But negative x and negative 1x does not change anything. Same thing if I put plus 0. Doesn't change it. So we can just drop anything that we don't really need. So y equals negative x. Now you verified, and now you can move on. Okay? That'll be the process. The back is all review. It's only the front that's really new. Again, here's the template, everything in black up here. Except for this part, that's pretty much what you start off with. Okay? And I'll leave it up here. Okay?